Say me, you feel okay, okay?
Let's shift our attention to Turkiye. 2 days after the devastating earthquakes, their president was on the front line. Recep Tayyip Erdogan made an honest confession.
Elbette eksikler var.
Certainly there have been shortfalls as the conditions have been clear.
Net,
It's impossible to be
ortada.
prepared to face a disaster like
Böylesine
this.
büyük bir felakete hazırlıklı olabilmek
Turkey was unprepared. It's evident. The crisis is spiraling. The death toll has crossed the 15,000 mark. Thousands of buildings have collapsed. Yesterday, their stock markets witnessed a bloodbath. $35 billion worth of wealth was erased, 35 billion in a day. Trading has been suspended for 5 days. President Erdogan faces a crisis of a lifetime. But guess what is he thinking about? Elections. They're due in 3 months. The Turkish president still wants to go ahead with the polls. Reports say Erdogan wants voting to happen on the 14th of May. This is as per the original plan. 10 provinces in the country are affected by the quake. They are under a state of emergency, and now the president wants to lift this emergency sooner than planned. He's making promises to voters.
ilk gün tabii ki
Of
bazı
course, there were some
sıkıntılar
problems on the first
yaşandı
day,
ama
but after that, the
ondan
situation was
sonra
brought under control on the
ikinci
second
gün
day
ve
and today.
bugün
We are carrying
duruma
on managing with rubble.
hakimiyet tesis
God willing, we will
edildi
start to remove rubble.
ve bundan
God
sonraki
willing, our
durum
aim is to
zaten
rebuild houses in 1 year, as
enkazlardaki
we already did
çalışmalarımız devam
previously in
ediyor
areas hit by
ama bir
earthquakes.
taraftan da
Both
enkaz
Kahramanmaraş
kaldırma
and other provinces.
çalışmalarını
Our people must
Çevre
not worry.
Şehircilik
We won't allow
Bakanlığımız
any of our citizens to
inşallah
be left in
yürütmeye
the streets.
başlayacak. Çünkü hedefimiz inşallah
A vow to rebuild entire cities in 1 year. That sounded a lot like a campaign speech. There was a good chance it was. Erdogan toured some of the quake-hit regions yesterday. These are strongholds of the AK party. This is Erdogan's party, the Justice and Development Party, AKP. People in these regions tend to vote for the AKP. Now they've been hit by the deadliest earthquake in a generation. Rescue efforts are still on, but they leave a lot to be desired. Many people still remain trapped, and the president seems more worried about retaining his votes. Public anger is mounting. Victims say they're not getting the kind of help they need. They still don't have the right rescue equipment, the expertise, and the support to pull people out of the rubble. Rescue workers are using bare hands to dig through the concrete. The survivors are frustrated. They're appealing for help.
There is a bit of chaos as you see. We are suffering. Please, whoever hears us, help us. We are here. Everything has collapsed. There are cracks everywhere. Our homes have collapsed.
We are living here in despair. Here is our home and here is our situation. I don't remember how I got out of rubbles and how I rescued my kids. We ask for help from our government, from our state, and from the world, and we don't want anything else.
Is Erdogan listening to these voices? Where is all the relief material going? What happened to the relief funds collected from the Turkish people? I'm talking about the famous earthquake tax. It is officially called the Special Communications Tax. This was introduced in 1999. It was right after a deadly earthquake hit the city of Izmit. More than 17,000 people died then, 1999. The government introduced what is called an earthquake tax to gather funds to deal with such calamities. And this tax is still in place all these years later. It is charged on the use of internet and mobile phone services. What is the purpose of the tax again? Disaster prevention and development of Turkey's emergency services. How much money does this fund have? Around 88 billion lira, according to some estimates, which is about 4.6 billion US dollars. This is above and beyond the foreign aid that Turkey is getting. So again, where did all the money go? No answers yet. Only speculation and theories doing the rounds. One report says the tax proceeds were used to fund infrastructure projects. Another report claims the money was used to repay loans to the IMF, the International Monetary Fund. Now, we've not been able to verify any of this, and the government has issued no statement. An opposition lawmaker has questioned Erdogan. He said, and I'm quoting, "You've been collecting earthquake tax to protect people for years. 10 provinces are dying. You are still waiting for financial aid." Criticism of Erdogan is spreading on social media. Guess what he did? Shut down Twitter. That happened yesterday. Twitter went offline in Turkey. Critics seem to be facing a crackdown. The Turkish police force detained 18 people and arrested 5. On what grounds? Police say they shared, quote-unquote, provocative posts on social media. The Erdogan government does not tolerate dissent. The state of emergency helps. It may or may not help the victims, but it gives the government an excuse to go after critics.